Salam guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about easy ways to cure laziness. Very easy way. People don't know about this. Actually, some do. But I'm going to lay it out here. You just need to first and foremost know, okay, why are you feeling lazy, right? It starts with that. You now see maybe you don't want to work, maybe you've been working too much. It could be anything that has driven you to this state where you are today. And laziness, feeling lazy to relax sometimes is okay because the body needs to rest, quite all right. It comes a time when you just don't want to do anything. You are lazy as F and you just don't want to work, you don't want to do anything, those kind of times. Let me tell you a neat trick that I always use and it really works. So most of the times I notice the number one reason why we feel so unmotivated to do anything is because we've been fapping all day. Really, that's what it is. So, to tell you the truth, semen retention and no fap is the number one thing you need to put in order so that you make sure that you are not lazy. Let me tell you how it works. You're feeling you don't want to do anything, and then you just take a step back, and from that day forward, don't try to jack off. Don't try to even have sex. Even if you're married, for instance, don't even have sex with your wife. I know, crazy, right? Don't. Once you do that, that energy, that sexual energy is going to continue. It's going to start rising, right? So you look at it very critically, and once it starts to generate, you just watch your body and see what's going on. Now, that energy is going to build up, and once it builds up, you don't even if you're feeling lazy, there's this energy that is wriggling in you that wants to do something, right? So even if you're feeling lazy, it's going to be a kickstarter to make you get up and do what you need to do. If you do not have, or if you're not practicing semen retention at that particular moment, it's going to be very tough for you to get up and do what you need to do. So you're definitely going to stay lazy. So number one is don't jack off. Practice no fap, right? That's the first thing you need to do. Another thing that gets me going, this is part of also my experience, right? When I'm battling my own laziness. So another thing I realize is, why are you trying to do whatever it is you're trying to do?
Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, but very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. And if you
ask yourself why do you need to work? Why do you need to do something? Why do you need to get up and do whatever it is you're trying to do? Most of the times we don't really push that forward, and that's what makes us continue to be lazy. So we have work to do, we just we shrink it off. But when you bring up the whys, and your whys should be really solid whys, like, okay, I have a child.
Wait a minute!
And I need to pay school fees. I need to feed this kid. That is a strong why, and that's another thing that makes me shed off the lazy part of me, and I get up and do something. It could be you really want to make some money, you want to become really rich, right? That could be your why. You could write it on a board or in a diary, if people still keep diaries. You write it somewhere and you remind yourself, just read through your whys of why you want to do certain things. So your why is really strong and it really motivates you to get up and do what you need to do. Another trick to curing laziness is you start small. Just do the bare minimum. If you're trying to clean your house, an example, you just say,
ah, the house is so dirty. I can't do it. I don't even have the energy to do it.
just tell yourself you're going to do the bare minimum, just tiny. You just want to do this room, for instance. I'm going to just sweep this room and that's it. I don't care about the kitchen, the parlor, whatever. You will find yourself, after you do that small part, you want to do more. Let me give you an example, another example. There are times when I don't want to work on my laptop, right? And I really don't want to do any work. So I get on the laptop and I tell myself, okay, let me just check emails. You have to deceive yourself into doing the work. So you just say, you tell yourself you're going to do something really small, like check emails. And once you're on your laptop, you open, you check emails, just give yourself another small task. Okay, I want to see if there's a job order. Then you see that job order. But that's it. That's what all you want to do. Now, once you start to deceive yourself, something happens in the mind. It creates that path that you put the foot, they say, into the door and you can pass, the whole body will pass. So that is the kind of thing that actually does happen. So you just have to start really small or what you want to do, and you will see yourself really going into it full. So that's another easy trick to curing laziness. So I guess those are the tips I want to give you, but the most important one of them is starting with the semen retention and nofap. Number one. So you need to make sure that you're doing that first and foremost. Then everything I've told you is going to be a lot easier for you. Trust me. Because naturally your body is meant to be active, and what makes that work is the natural gift that God has given you of your semen. And once it generates, it's like having another child in you, and you know how children are. Children are active, they want to jump off and everything.
Wait a minute!
So if you have depleted that sexual energy, you won't have that happening in your body. It's been depleted. So you have to make sure that you start with nofap. This is the most important one. That's why I mentioned it at first. All right, guys. So if you liked everything I've mentioned today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.